This is something I've really been looking forward to. The Ford Transit. Who doesn't love a man in a white van, or in this case, a silver van with stripes? Because this is the sport version. I have a feeling the sport bit is more relating to what you do in it than the way it drives, because it drives like a van. 2-litre engine with 125 kilowatts and an 8-speed automatic. Everything is done for you. It's just like driving a little tiny bus. This one has sports wheels, very chic. And look, it does have a keyhole down here, but you don't need to use it. Every single handle has a smart unlock feature. And that means from all 5 handles, you can lock or unlock the car. There's a little pop-out window for the rear passengers. Yes, ladies and gents, rear passengers. I'm just going to push that along a bit. You can't really get in behind the seats, and I've tried to fold or unfold them or move them in some way, but they don't seem to want to cooperate. So I'm going to assume they don't until I find otherwise. But there's bags of legroom back here and rather smart striped upholstery. But there is a decided lack of grab handles above the doors. There's one above the front door, apart from these at the side. And it's a shame there's not one of these for the driver. And on the back of the passenger seat, there's some USB support, which I think is rather clever. The doors, they can't move, so you have to kind of re-unlock them, pull the handle out, and then it'll slide shut really easily along these rails. And you can see that we've done some work in this car this week. It is quite grubby. I'm loving the tail lights. And on these barn doors, this is a barn door model. I think if you were going to fit it out as a camper, you'd probably want a hatchback model. You open it up easily, and look how far the doors open. They open through to almost 180 degrees. And even the other side door also has an electric lock with a button just inside. It will stop at 90 degrees, and inside is this vast cavern. Now, can you imagine if that was a model without the back seats? There's easily room in there for a pallet. The front seat, it's a fairly Spartan affair. You've got a couple of steps to get up, one either side, and this is about knee height. The floor is about knee height to me. You've got a couple of very high set seats that do slide and move, and each has an armrest. You've got forward sync system, and that is a huge screen, a center console with a couple of cup holders, and a little knick-knack tray. And if you lift this out, you'll find fixings for a phone holder. So presumably there's one in a accessories list somewhere. You can see getting in from the driver's side, there's nothing to hold on to but the steering wheel. So it does look a little bit awkward, and I'm not exactly an elegant creature to begin with. I'm going to press the start button, and look at this. A digital dash, an absolutely massive infotainment screen, some permanent fixed buttons along the bottom, hallelujah. And this, which I thought was a park button, but all that really does is navigate you to parking. Well, we can do without that. You've got proper buttons for radio and so forth. And look, you've even got heated seats. That is absolutely brilliant. You can see my CarPlay has come up already. Just sensational. You've got to activate the parking brake every time, which is slightly annoying. You've got 2 glove boxes, and that's standard for those ute kind of vehicles. One at the top, one down below. And I am okay with that. There's a small overhead console, couple of lights, the rear vision mirror, and that can be electronic in some models. And there's a spot for your dash cam to plug in. By the way, you can see that we're doing 7.2 litres per 100 kilometres, which I think is astounding for a vehicle that weighs over 2 tons. The stalk has the gear lever and park. It's also got manual gears, which you twiddle the switch up and down. Yeah, don't like that so much. It's also got smart cruise control, etc, etc. All right. The parking brake has released. You can see the turning circle on this, despite the massive wheelbase, is fantastic. Look at this camera, so clear. One thing you do have to watch on a vehicle this long is you simply cannot do the same tight turns that you do in a family hatch. Simply can't, or you'll finish up wiping out the middle. So you go past a little way where you'd normally turn, and then you execute your turn. Indicators on the right hand side. Other than that, you just have to be aware that there is an awful lot of vehicle behind you. It's got a decent towing capacity and a decent GVM, considering that this is just a little tiny engine. There are many body styles of the Transit. There's a Transit van in front, a ubiquitous man in a white van. And he did exactly what I said not to do. He went around that corner a little too sharp, banged his back wheel. Prime example. I did not. As I look through the windscreen, I can see these little elements. There's no point in trying to film it, you just won't be able to see them. But there's little elements, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. And these little elements are heaters. It's got a heated windscreen. This is prepared for some cold weather. Heated windscreen, heated seats. I do like the fact that I've got instant control of my air conditioning. The PR people say that you don't want to change often, but I'm sorry, you do. You do want to change it often. The auto button has 3 settings, high, low, and medium. And you can do that without having to change the fan speed itself. The 8-speed automatic is lovely and smooth because it's all proven technology, isn't it? They're not trying to reinvent the wheel. They're not trying to give you something that they didn't already have. I had a little bit of a hard time tuning the DAB radio. As I do from time to time in sync, I couldn't get rid of the stations I didn't want. We're doing 60 kilometers an hour now, just over. Pretty accurate according to the dash cam. The steering wheel just doesn't have quite enough adjustment in it, and I found that common with vans. I'd like to be sitting higher, but if I do that, I can't see a thing on the dashboard. The ANCAP safety is not the same as it is for passenger cars and SUVs. It does have smart cruise control. I'll use that in a minute. And the steering wheel controls will be familiar to anyone that's driven a Ford, or really even a Hyundai or a Kia. It all makes sense. And you can even change the views on the driver's screen. The sound system it's adequate. It's not brilliant, but it's adequate. But remember, this is a 62, I think it's 990 car, van. It's got commercial roots. It's not trying to be anything else. I've got the smart cruise turned up to 100. I think it's rather hopeful, but you know, such is life. Yep, looks like it does have full traffic control. Some of them turn off at low speed. Rather useless. It's been fun. It's relatively economical, very easy to drive, surprisingly even in shopping centre car parks is easy to park. And the only caveat to grocery shopping is maybe take a couple of milk crates with you. So I put them in the back seat and still everything came to grief. But it's given me an idea when I can no longer afford to live in the city, when I can't afford to pay an electricity bill, when rents are $3,000 a week, I'll just get a transit van. I'll live in that and I'll just drive around Australia. That's all this week from Ford's Transit Custom Sport. As always, hit like, leave a comment, and just over there to subscribe.